Hello everybody. Now I got my hood getting ready to get lifted. That can only mean one thing. I gotta do stuff to this car to keep it in good shape. And what I'm trying to accomplish today is to get underneath this portion of this whole cowl thing. If you guys remember, not too long ago I had a little water leakage, and at that point, at least, it was caused by this portion, which, you know, I went underneath there, I cleaned it out. I don't actually see any leaves up here at all, and you know, it's been really windy. As you kind of see, there's barely any leaves left anymore, so they're all flying around. Some of them before did end up here, and of course I have an emergency vehicle driving somewhere nearby, plus the wind, so hopefully you guys can hear something. And so I cleaned that out, and that seemed to have resolved the problem. This is where I learned that you got this type of screw here, and then there's this type of screw, this probably being an original, and then this whole thing lifted up and out. Now, I've been trying to do the same thing on this side, because I can only guess there's crap there. But as I was trying to get in there, I wasn't even originally planning on filming, but I noticed something, and I guess the best way to look at it is from here. You guys can see right here, this whole panel, it's not being held by anything. I mean, there's this gasket here, which I can only guess is designed to prevent water from going underneath there, but look, it's raised here. So I'm thinking that maybe if it rains heavy enough, or if I have a pile of snow here that's, which we're probably gonna have in a couple of weeks to, you know, a month or so, filming this middle of November, you know, there's got to be stuff in there. So I want to clean it up, and sorry, I know I'm blocking my own chute here, but I don't know how else to get in there. Maybe from underneath. There you go. So I also noticed this thing. So here there is no sealant. Here it's kind of held together by these clips, which I'm about to remove. But when I filmed on this side, this was actually sealed by probably one of 3 previous owners, because I'm guessing they had water coming in here, and that's kind of where they stopped. Like, that's not a factory sealant, you know, it's supposed to be a gasket. So I'm guessing it's the same thing that happened there. And so what I'm gonna try to do is to get rid of this piece right here, you know, open it up once again, try to get rid of that piece right there, you know, clean it out, and then reseal it with some gasket maker, hoping that that will stem any water from coming in there. All right, so gotta try and remove those giant screws again. All right, so here is the second screw, which seems to be metal. And here's the thing, even though I cleaned it all out last time, there's still crap in there. So somewhere, somehow, it still ends up in this little tray here, and some of it, you can even see a little leaf comes out from the drain hole. So, okay. Yeah, so all that good stuff that still ends up in the bottom, even though there's technically nothing up here. Now, I do see a bunch of goo. I don't know how well you guys can see that. Tell me if this is factory. I don't know if this is a factory goo or this is a previous owner's goo. Well, I hope it's not the previous owner's goo, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so now from here, it looks like they sealed it up, like a lot. You can see that. And I'm having actually a hard time moving this, so I wonder even if I should. Now on this side, I'll have to remove some of the pins. I guess this pin and that pin, to see how well I can get to it. All right, so I'm gonna attempt to pull these off with this. So you can kind of see that this thing is separating, but obviously you have the wipers that are in the way. Now, I am not gonna be taking off, sorry, I gotta get you guys. Yeah, I'm not gonna be taking off these wipers. Let's see. All right, yeah, so I'm not gonna be pulling the wipers off, but I can kind of see through there, and actually on that side, and it looks clean, surprising. Like, there's a lot of crap in here, or there was, but there is not a lot of crap in there. Now, I don't know how well you guys can see that. I'm trying to give you guys as good of a advantage point as I can. Oh, vantage point, not advantage point. But you guys can kind of sort of see. I mean, I'm sticking my hand in there. Yeah, it's dirty, but there's no like giant wasp nest or anything like that. Well, here you can kind of see the bolt. You can see the bolt. The bolt is on the bottom, so it's a little more shallow on this side. But I'm sticking my hand in there, and even though I feel a little leaf here and there, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of debris. Now, the concern for me here is that, I don't know, this is going to come out real bad, but the concern for me here is that how much water, I guess, can come through there for it to not end up inside my car. I don't know that yet. So I'm going to try and possibly feel around. So let's see what I'm gonna find. I hope there's not like a freaking lizard in there. So, whoops, it's like a little nut that fell out of there, and you can see right there too. All right, so maybe I'll have to figure this one out. All right, so I did contemplate about removing the windshield wiper arms right there. I started messing around with it. I took these bolts off, but then I realized that, to remove this, you either need a special tool or apply a lot more force than I want to. So I stopped, but I did put them in this position, which is actually a lot better because it allowed me to move this shroud way further away from this bottom piece right here, as you can kind of see. Now you can see some debris in there, but there's nothing, like a lot of this little stuff. But the bottom line is I don't want to get in a situation where I either break my windshield wiper arms or I break something else. So I stick my hand in there quite deep. I mean, I feel some of this little debris, and I cleaned this portion out so I could stick my hand in there pretty much all the way to the drain. See this little drain right there? But there's not a whole lot. So on that side, when I first removed that side, that was a lot worse. I guess here, because it's kind of sort of enclosed, it's not as bad. So I don't know how well you guys can see in there. But yeah, obviously somebody a bit more handy, maybe you have either more time on your hands or somebody like this where you can actually remove this and remove these wiper arms and remove this complete thing. I think I got it to the point where I am happy how it is, and I don't see anything there. So I think the only problem remaining is the fact that this is not actually sealed. Like this gasket is just kind of free for all in there. So I could see that at some point, if it rains heavy enough, this whole tray that runs the entire width of the car can get full. So I'm gonna clean it up a little bit more with my hand to the best of my ability. And yeah, I'm just gonna proceed with closing it down, shutting it the way it is, the way it was, putting this gasket back, and then I'm just gonna clean up the top portion, and I'm gonna seal it with a gasket maker, probably the same way like it is there. maybe touch it up a little more there. And yeah, that should be it. And my car has been dried over the last, whatever, month or so, ever since I cleaned that side. So maybe this will be kind of winterizing it. All right, so as I'm kind of preparing to put this back together, kind of like little Legos in here, I didn't realize that actually these two things, they're actually two separate compartments. You can kind of see the one tray there, and then it kind of interrupts, and then there's nothing here, and then this tray starts to happen. So, and it looks like there's still some factory sticker in there. So yeah, I did not know that. I thought it was just a one long tray that either gets filled with crap or somehow interconnected with water coming in here, but obviously it's not, so I was wrong. So I guess this compartment, when that gets filled, I guess that's where it starts leaking inside, probably through there or wherever. So yeah, very, very weird. So I'm also questioning whether or not this needs to be sealed up or not. I don't know. I'll do it just for the hell of it, I guess, but maybe I'm wasting my time because obviously water can get in through here. I'm not sealing that. Water can get in through here. I'm not sealing that. So whether or not this little strip is going to actually do anything, I don't know. But maybe I'll just do it just to say that I did something. All right, and then this giant gasket just kind of goes all throughout, I guess to prevent water or something coming out on here. I don't know. But the more I explore this car, the more weird crap I find. So, all right, let's figure this out. All right, so as I'm messing around with this, might as well check my air filter, which looks like okay. I inherited it from the previous owner, or the dealership replaced it. It's pretty clean. There's not a whole lot inside. I'm surprised to see product of the U.S. Don't know what brand it is. There's no markings in here, but looks like it's okay. And surprisingly, nothing really ends up in here. So that's good. So as I put it all back together, I also realized I'm missing one of these clips. So I have one on that side, one on this side. It looks like there should have been a third one here, but I did not have it. So somebody must have dropped it somewhere down the row from 2006. All right, on to the next step. Okay, so with everything back in place as I found it, we basically got the gasket, we got this back, got to put the windshield wiper and the hood down for the next step. And I can't stress the frustration that this screw has, for me. This thing, it's the oddest thing ever. Like this one is okay, this little one, or I shouldn't say this little one, this plastic one, but this one, holy crap, like it doesn't really go in there. You don't know, like I know it's not factory, but whether or not it is, it doesn't matter. It's the weirdest angle. You can't get to it from here. You can't get to it from here. I know I've never designed a car before and probably never will, but whoever came up with this whole setup, I just wanted to talk to them. Like I understand you have to have an air intake. I understand you have to have a lot of these things are here for a reason, but some of the choices of material and attachments are just so weird. Like, why couldn't you angle it differently? Why is there even a need for the screw? It doesn't really hold anything. Neither is this. I mean, it's plastic. You know that anytime you have a plastic screw, it's there for, for shits and giggles, most likely. But yeah, and then this whole contraption, I know modern cars have that. I know, like I can look, on this car and it's there, like all the basic components are there, but just this whole idea of different parts. You have this gasket that basically being held, by friction. You have these different pieces. You have water that can go in and out, 50 different ways. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because I never messed around with it, that's kind of my frustration. And then, one thing gets clogged and then you have water on the inside. I don't know, for whatever reason, I never had this issue with any of my other cars, even the older ones. I had an older Cavalier. I had a Nissan Sentra that was older. So somehow this made it into the design. All right. So let me put the wipers down, get out of the wind. It's actually a super nice day today. It's like 60, I don't know, 65 degrees, something like that. All right, let me fish the keys out. There we go. Yeah, and by the way, the windshield wipers, they don't, like when they're in the down position, you can't really fold them outward. I don't know if that's because of the hood. Like you can't do this. Like I could do this on any other car, on that car, on this Corolla that's right here. Like you could fold them out. Here, because they're hidden behind the hood is giant, you can't do that. And actually it's pretty uncomfortable to change your windshield wipers because of it, so you have to like put them up, then unfold them, and then like the rest. So yeah, I don't know. Today is my griping session. So I guess my question now is the fact that this gasket doesn't really do anything anymore. The water can easily come inside. I guess, is it worth me wasting my time and energy sealing this? You know, because obviously water is going to get in there. You know, that's wide open, and it flows. It flows down to the same tray. So, yeah. I guess here's what I'm going to do. Before I film the next segment, I'm going to ask folks in the forum whether or not like this, like if this is normal. Because if a bunch of people tell me, yeah, like that's fine, that doesn't do anything, I'm not gonna waste my time sealing it. At the same time, got my trusty tripod. At the same time, I want to believe that somebody did this on purpose. I don't know how well you guys can see this. Yeah. All right, so I do have the sealant ready. See, I brought everything out thinking that I was going to do it, but then the more and more I look at it, so I just bought like a normal, you know, gasket maker. That's okay. I got some gloves here. I got cleaner. I thought I would clean it before applying it. Spatula, gloves, and everything. So I am ready. But I'm going to post the pictures today. And if a bunch of people come back saying, no, don't be an idiot, that's okay. I mean, you can seal it. The water's still going to get in. So as long as you keep it clean, that should be fine. But yeah, ultimately what I don't want to do is I don't want to wake up one day, come in here, and you can see the star is nice and bright. I don't want to have a bunch of water in here again, you know, for whatever the reason is, and you know, it's nice and dry now, so that's good. Yeah, okay. So anyway, all right, guys, it's a weird exploration into the underbelly of my car, and we will see you next time.